Is the GoldBod basically going to be COCOBOD for gold?
Um, in a sense, I would say yes. In a sense, I would say yes. But the GoldBod model is not exactly the same as the COCOBOD model, even though there are striking similarities. Um, but gold is not the same as cocoa, and so you cannot market, trade, and regulate the trade of gold exactly the same way you do for cocoa. For example, with cocoa, the government of Ghana gives the cocoa farmer um, about 70% or less than 70% of the international market price. You cannot do the same with gold. It is not possible. Aside that, you know that Cocoa Board undertakes many projects. You can call them either core or non-core. That is debatable. To justify why it gives cocoa farmers below 70% of the international market price. But you cannot say the same thing for GoldBod, even though GoldBod is going to provide support for small scale miners. We are not going to be very heavy relative to such expenditures that COCOBOD ordinarily engages in. So there are some differences, but where the similarities, lie has to do with the fact that we are going to GoldBod is going to be that central agency that is responsible for the trading of gold from small scale and to some extent large scale mining in Ghana. What do I mean by this? What I mean by this is just like all the cocoa that is produced by our cocoa farmers is purchased only by COCOBOD, not directly, but through license buying companies under the COCOBOD who are giving seed money by the COCOBOD. That is the same model that GoldBod is going to use. All gold produced by small scale miners in Ghana will be purchased by licensed agents of the GoldBod. These agents are in categories. We have licensed aggregators, then we have licensed buyers who deal directly with the miners. And even at that level, there are two tiers. There are those who buy smaller weights of gold from miners directly, and there are those who have bigger capacities. They have offices where they buy higher volumes. And so these are going to be licensed agents under the GoldBod who are going to buy all the gold produced by small scale mining companies for and on behalf of the GoldBod, primarily with funds advanced to them by the GoldBod. Safe to say that they can complement those funds with their own monies, just like license buying companies under the COCOBOD does. So that is going to be the primary function of the GoldBod. And somebody says that, okay, why are you limiting it to small scale? No, if you look at the bill that has been laid before Parliament, GoldBod also has the right to buy a portion or all of the gold produced by large-scale mining companies in two negotiations, all in accordance with the preemption rights of the government exercised by the minister responsible for mines.